Hey Snowboard Addiction, Taevis here, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to do a proper frontside 180 off your heel edge. You can do front ones off your toe edge, but we're going to use this as the base for getting all of our frontside spin fundamentals going. So that's why we'll be training it off our heel edge so we can really get it dialed in and lock the future spins to come. There are a few fundamental skills you're going to need for every frontside spin. The first off being finding your stacked position. A stacked position refers to having your body squared off with your snowboard, a slight bend in your legs, having your weight set over the balls of your feet, and keeping your upper and lower body closed off to the jump. This is a powerful position that you'll be using for every frontside spin with only slight variations. The second skill you need for your frontside spins is your setup carve. A setup carve refers to switching from your toe edge to your heel edge when approaching the jump. With a textbook setup carve being coming to the jump on your toe edge, switching to your heel edge after you go through the spoon of the jump while holding your stacked position, keeping your eyes at the end, and snapping off the end in a straight line with as little pre-rotation as possible, getting a clean snap off your tail. Your approach for a setup carve can be super flexible, but the goal is to hold a straight line off the takeoff, making sure that the last thing to leave a jump is the tail of your snowboard, giving you a little bit of extra snap and power. The next skill you need to get in place is your wind-up. A proper wind-up for a frontside spin has you squared off to the jump, closing your front shoulder, and adding a little bit of bend to your legs. This will give you a powerful platform to generate snap off of. You don't need much rotational power for a frontside 180, but it's going to be a form that you use for future spins, so we're still going to focus in on getting it dialed in this video. After that, you're going to have to deal with the landing, and the switch frontside landing is one of the hardest landings in snowboarding. A perfect frontside 180 landing has you taking off and landing with both feet at the same time in your stacked position with a flat base or a slight bit of toe pressure. The most common landing you'll see, especially when learning the front one, has you landing a little bit on your heels. This is happening because of under rotation or a mistake in your axis of rotation. But once you fully learn how to do your frontside 180s, you'll be able to pop up and get that clean two-footed landing consistently. What will properly help you absorb the impact of the landing and kill your rotation, allowing you to ride away clean. With those skills in place, it's time to go and learn the frontside 180. To start this, set your weight onto your heel edge and just practice doing some frontside 180s, popping up, landing completely stacked. This is the first step to learning most spins, and it's really crucial for just getting used to the motion. Next, do the same step, but with your snowboard on, trying to pop up and land stacked. If your board tries to keep rotating after you hit the snow, that means you use too much power. Do the step until you can pop up and stomp your landings. Now, it's time to add speed into the equation. Get on your heel edge, and as you're going down the slope, shift your weight, scuffing around a frontside 180. To do this, you need to make sure you have pressure on your heel edge, and you want to keep doing it until you can go and eliminate the amount of scuff, making the motion as smooth as possible, resulting in a fluent 180 into your stacked position. After that, start adding some height into your 180s. Do the same motion, but with extending your legs, jumping forward into the 180. This is easier if there's a little bump or nook that you can go and catch a little bit of extra air off going down the slope. What's important here is making sure you're maintaining your heel pressure while popping up and rotating. After that, in order to elevate your frontside 180s to the next level, go and put an emphasis on having your tail being the last part of your board to leave the takeoff. This will go and help you get a snap, fully utilizing your snowboard to generate power and height. It's not too noticeable on flat ground, but once you do it off a jump, it will be a massive game changer that will give you more control in the air and more control over your rotation. The end result of hitting all these steps is a completed 180, landing fully stacked with good flat base pressure, letting you ride away, switch clean. Once you have these steps in place, your next stage is a side hit. Try to find a side hit that lets you approach on your heel edge. The only thing you're going to need to change for this is your timing. Now, since you're riding off a jump, you need to make sure your timing is in line with your takeoff. When approaching the side hit, keep your shoulder squared and closed off to the jump. And as you ride off the jump, open your upper body, having your upper body forward facing the jump as your tail snaps off the edge. Keep doing these 180s off little side hits around the mountain until you feel confident with the motion, leaving up and landing back stacked. There's a lot of little things that can be going on to mess up your frontside 180 that can be almost impossible to spot in yourself. That's why we offer a program called Addiction Plus. Addiction Plus is an online coaching program that we made as affordable as possible so we can help as many riders improve their riding as we physically can. With it, we have a few awesome features. The main one I'm really liking is video analysis. With video analysis, you can come and submit a clip of your riding and we'll look at what works and what needs to be fixed in order to move on to bigger tricks or just lock in the tricks you're trying to work on. Snowboarding has so many little nuances that are almost impossible to notice in yourself. So come sign up for Snowboard Addiction. You can get a 1-month free trial and we can give you the coaching you need to improve your riding today. If you're feeling good and have all the previous steps for a frontside 180 in place, it's time to take it to a park jump. When hitting a jump, the only thing you need to change is adding in a setup carve. When doing your setup carve, you want to make sure that you're matching the angle of the takeoff, making sure you're not leaning forward or back, instead staying stacked in the center of your snowboard when riding up the lip. This centered position will help you maintain balance, giving you a lot more control when in the air. Next is timing. You want to finish your throw as your tail leaves the takeoff. Frontside 180s don't require much rotation. This means you want to limit the range of motion of your snap. A good way to do this is by making your momentum go up while releasing your windup. You've been doing this subconsciously during the other steps. By putting emphasis on this motion, you will achieve two things. Your weight will be more centered over the balls of your feet, helping you stay lighter on your edge. It will also delay your snap, helping to make sure your board is in contact with the jump up until your tail leaves the lip of the takeoff. Plus, by adding upward momentum to your rotation, you'll have more control in the air, allowing you to get more steezy and even add a grab if you want. A proper takeoff will set you up perfectly for that two-footed stomped landing, what is going to be really crucial in feeling confident with your frontside 180s. There are a few things you can do outside of pop to improve your landings. First, upper body positioning. By making sure you finish the rotation of your upper body, you'll be able to increase the chance of landing in a complete 180. When you under-rotate a frontside 180, you'll have to do what's called a heel edge landing. This means you're landing on your heel edge, meaning you won't be able to catch your toe edge on the landing. The downside to landing on your heel edge is it makes it so you can't control the impact of the landing nearly as cleanly. So your goal should always be to fully rotate your spin, landing in your two-footed stacked position. This will help you go and disperse the impact of a jump, really cleaning up your landings. Easier said than done, but that is what you're aiming for on every frontside 180. For recap, do a setup carve, switching to your heel edge as you start to go up the takeoff. Stay centered over your board with a bit of edge pressure, finishing your snap as your tail leaves the takeoff. Rotate your frontside 180. Land flat-based, fully rotated. Look up and ride away. I hope this video gave you a better understanding of how to frontside 180, because we will be using this as a building block to handle every future frontside trick, starting with 360, 540, going all the way up to 1080. So train these skills and come join me for the next video where we will tackle the frontside 360. I'm Taevis from Snowboard Addiction, and our goal is to improve your riding.